Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to today's edition of The Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys swinging by to spend some time with me on the video. Always grateful for that. And guys, today we're going to be talking about fishing tubes in the summertime on a jig head. In the month of June and July, a jig head tube, which a lot of people don't fish, is one of the best ways to catch bass. It's working right now all over the country. So I'm going to give you guys some tips and advice on how to set it up, how you want to fish it, what you want to look for, the type of areas, and I think it's going to add up to some good fish for you guys over the next probably month or so. Anyway, guys, this is something that's been around forever. This is not anything that's new, but it's sort of like with all the other stuff that's been out there, all the other options anglers have, it's not near as popular as it used to be. But there's a window of time in the month of June and July specifically, really from about, I guess, late May into July, that it really works good. So we're going to get into that a little bit. But first, I want to show you how to set it up. Now, the tube I like, guys, is just any type of a salty 4-inch type tube here. And you guys that watch the channel, you know that you need to rough them up. And roughing them up, whether you're Texas rigging or fishing on a jig head, is necessary. Get them a little bit more pliable, get that salt to the surface a little bit. And the next thing you need to do on this jig head here is you got to make a little slit in the tube. And of course, I don't have my scissors here, so I'm just going to do it with my finger. But you want to slice it up about probably about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch. It just makes it easier to rig it. Just sort of break it up like that. Take your tube head, and most of the time I'm using like 1/4 ounce is probably my favorite. This is a 1/4 ounce here. Slide it up in there. This is the way we used to fish tubes for years before we started, pitching and flipping them. It was only been back in the 90s where people started pitching and flipping tubes. So rig it up like that. And that's the way your tube setup is, like that. Now, nice and simple. Most of the time I'm fishing it on like 8 to 10 pound test, Seaguard and Vizex line, spinning rod, definitely for sure. Now, if you're fishing up the technique I'm going to talk about here works all over the place, but this is a staple up north. All you guys that fish for smallmouth up north, all the Great Lakes, this is one of the top smallmouth techniques all summer. But in any man-made impoundment across the country, I don't care if you got largemouth, spotted bass, or smallmouth, they will bite this tube big time right now when they're in their sort of like their early summer areas. Now, what you want to look for is concentrate on flat points. They can be main lake or secondary points. You really need to have water visibility of at least 3 foot. Ideally, I like water visibility sort of in that 3 to 6 foot range. And basically just get out there and fan cast on those point ends and sides, anywhere between 5 to 30 foot of water, depending upon your water visibility. If your water visibility is very clear, those fish could be down in 30 foot of water. If it's more marginal, like 2.5 to 3 foot of visibility, they could be up in 5 to 10. So you just have to sort of figure that out. And you're going to find that the flatter points with the smaller rock and gravel or clay are going to be the best areas. Now, there's one real key thing on this tube, guys, to get the fish to bite it, to commit to it, is you got to pop it off the bottom hard. It's like what you want. A lot of people will take a tube and they'll drag it, or just drag it along the bottom, or just twitch it along the bottom. You want to throw it out there and you want to pop it up off the bottom pretty hard, where it comes up about 1 foot or 2 off the bottom and falls down. And there's something about that fast jump like that, when it goes down, it really triggers those bass in that warmer weather. Now, a lot of times in the summertime, if you fish this thing real slow and drag it across the bottom, if there's any drum there, the drum will eat it up. In fact, you'll catch more drum than you will bass. But I figured it out over the years that the bass, especially smallmouth and spotted bass, like that sharp snap with it to generate that reaction strike. But anyway, guys, it's a simple technique. I mean, we all know that points are some of the best structures to fish in the summertime. The fish suspend on them, they live on the bottom. You can catch fish on points on a wide range of techniques and lures, depending upon the conditions you have and the water visibility. But a tube is one of the most overlooked baits out there. For example, right now here in Table Rock Lake, this is what everybody's catching them on. Everybody's fishing tubes on points down there. Old school tube on a point, and that's the #1 technique for catching them down there right now. So any lake that you guys have, I don't care if you're fishing Lake Norman, Lake Lanier, Cumberland Lake, Cherokee Lake, Lake Oroville in California, any place like that. Tube is going to work. It's a really good bait all summer long. And just give it a try, man. Hope you guys catch a few on it. Also, I'll link some tube links in the description of this video in my Tackle Warehouse link, and some tube heads if you guys want to get stocked up. Use those links. It's a good way to support the channel. So talk to you guys later. See you.